Hello and welcome to the KFC SPL 2023. Of course, this is match day 2 and this is match number 3. The Choiseul Credit Union Choiseul Craft Masters and the Soufriere Foundation Soufriere Stompers are locked in battle. I'm joined by the captain of the Craft Masters, Mr. Jason Simon. Of course, Mr. Shanai Mesme of the Soufriere Stompers, the match referee, Mr. John Calix. We are here for the toss, and who has the coin? Jason. Heads is the call. It is a tails. Jason, you've won the toss. What is it that you're going to do?
We're going to have a bowl first today.
Why did you choose to have a bowl first?
The wicket looks nice and dry. It's going to just get better as the day progresses, So we just back ourselves to just have a bowl first, coming from a loss last night. And then, just looking to make some necessary adjustments and just to come out and play some good cricket.
Any changes to the team today, Jason?
No, we have the same team. We're playing with the same team today.
All right, Jason, you've selected to have a bowl first. You feel like you're better placed to chase down today?
Regardless of the situation, it wouldn't really change anything. When we come out to play cricket, we just here to just have some fun, play some good cricket. And at the end of the day, the best team wins.
Jason, all the best in today's encounter. Thank you. Shanai, you lost the toss. Let's hope that's the only thing you would lose today. How do you want it? What would you have done first?
I would bowl also. Yeah.
What really would have triggered that? Is it because of everybody else who's in this competition who's bowled first have won it?
Oh no, just from the game last night we were viewing the game and just watch how it proceeded. So we were just planning to come out there and put them under pressure very early with the ball. But we have to go back to plan B.
What's the news with the team?
Team is good. We have a few out through injury, a few illnesses, but we have a full squad.
Who should we really be looking out for in this encounter? Your first in this year's KFC SPL.
You could the likes of Julian Sylvester, Exters, myself, Bradley Tiso, Bronte, all the guys are ready. All the guys are pumped and excited to be here today.
Also, Bronte is with you. You've taken Bronte from the Craft Masters. What can we expect from the bowling as well as the batting?
We came out here to put on a clinical display. Hopefully we could just stick to the guns and come through today.
What sort of a total are you looking to set on this track there?
At 190 odds today. 190 anyway past that, we'll be comfortable.
Very well tonight. All the best and may the best team win. Okay. Very well. You've heard it from the is that Choiseul Craft Masters, they've won the toss and they've decided to bowl first. We can take a quick look at the pitch here. The sun is out in all its glory and splendor. And just a quick look at the surface. It's still very dry, very hard. I have a bit of green grass on there, a bit of dry grass as well. Still excellent for batting. So we're expecting some runs. We just saw in the previous game a very high score, 180 odd on there, which is about above average here. And we're expecting the ball to carry through nicely as well. So expecting a very, very good encounter between the Choiseul Credit Union Craft Masters and the Soufriere Foundation Soufriere Stompers, which is match number 3 on match day 2 in the KFC SPL. The news from the middle, Choiseul won and they go to bowl first. Go up to master control.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
It's a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. This is the beginning of something that we thought was impossible. We've put in the work to get to this moment. To work together as a team. And trust me, they know that Choiseul is on the rise. What they don't know is that we are just getting started.
Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. Call us today at 459-3119 or 459-3100.
So, Skylafe continue as he goes wide of our stump to Sylvester. And the third wide of the innings. So the Choiseul Craft Masters winning the toss and fielding in game 3 of this encounter. So this is game 3 of the SPLT20 powered by KFC. Join the action in first over. Lafayette moving in, good delivery, balls to Sylvester, who plays up on the onside. And there is no run. So the Choiseul Craft Masters, they're again in action. We saw them last night, so they're very much here. We give you that sign against the Soufriere Stompers. Sky Lafayette with the first over. 3 wides already. That's the total, 3 without loss. So Lafayette moving in, balls to Sylvester. Sylvester gets a good delivery, clips it out into the onside to square. There's no run. The Choiseul Cooperative Union, Choiseul Craft Masters, Jason Simon, Odi Alexander, Sky Lafayette, Vince Smith, Venus Simon, McGarren Schulet, Kurt Edward, Jermaine Morissette, Royce Paul, Johan Williams, and Jerhan Benjamin. Lafayette, number 15 on his back, looking to complete this first over. Moves in, balls to Sylvester. Sylvester with a big drive inside portion of the bat. We'll get the single to produce the first run of the bat as he goes to the non-strikers end. Like Thomas, his partner, responding well. So first run from the bat, 4 without loss. As what we should be. Striker comes into bat. So the Soufriere Stompers, Julian Sylvester, Ecstasy Manuel, Dwight Thomas, Shania Mesmin, Tennessee Hippolyte, Ashley Hippolyte, Bradley Tisson, Kevin Gassi, Wayne Prosper, Bronte Bess. Lafayette moves in, balls to Thomas. Thomas will get up the mark as he plays from the outer portion of the bat down to third man. And he's off the mark to complete the first over. So good over from Sky Lafayette to start. At the end of it, the Soufriere Stompers, they've been sent in. They have 5 without loss with both batsmen on 1. And that is the position after the first over. Greg.
Yes, a decent start by Sky Lafayette. Just considering 5 in the over. Just 2 coming up the bat. That's a little indiscipline in the bowling again in terms of the wides. We saw the last game where the Lions considered quite a few wides. So that seems to be a problem, Claudius, whether it's a question of the ball, they're getting more swing today, more than ever, but certainly the bowlers are having a bit of difficulty controlling the ball.
Yes, the opportunity for the swing very much here, I guess, represent an upright seaman, so there is movement, but on these occasions it may be useful for the guys to maybe start crossing or or to get that greater level of control?
Yes, certainly that would be required. Because at that level, you do not want to be seeing so many extras being considered.
Yes, in fact, you do put the bat inside, you put them in the ascendancy because you're holding extra deliveries which can hurt you towards the back end of the innings. You are holding additional deliveries, additional overs, they all accumulate. Spin from the other end over number 2 off the back foot. Thomas sitting hard into the ground and not able to get hold of that.
The bowler, Vince Smith.
Vince Smith is the new bowler over number 2. So field change now being employed. Mid off now being pushed along off and deep mid wicket coming inside the circle. Of course, we are in the power play. Only 2 fielders can be out. They are long off and deep. Extra cover. Dwight Thomas wants a single. It's about quarter way down, but has to go back because Sylvester didn't think that there was a run. So the conversation between the two now as they get the communication protocols in place. It's important that there's good communication between the two batters. Smith moving in, goes to Thomas. Thomas is driving out towards mid-on. The throw comes into the non-striker's end awkwardly because it was traveling quickly and straight to mid-on. And Thomas decided he would chance the opportunity for the single. Got good response from Sylvester, but the return was not on target. So Thomas arriving safely, 6 without loss. This is over number 2.
Go round the wicket to the left-hander. Delivery that's short and hit down to mid-off the throw on the bounce awkwardly to the keeper, to the bowler in fact. And 1 run taken. 1 run taken. Total going up to 7. 7 without loss. This is over number 2. Right-handed Thomas into strike. To this delivery, he's driving past the bowler out towards the boundary, but cut off by the man from the long-off boundary, right in behind the stumps. And so 1 taken. So Thomas gets a single, takes the total to 8. 8 without loss. This is the second over. Game number 3 in the SPLT20. We had the Aaron Sammy Cricket Ground. Smith to Sylvester. Sylvester top edge. Chance for a catch. Taken in the square. On the offside at the short extra cover position. Sylvester going back to pull top edge and the ball going up into the air. And a very easy catch taken by the fielder moving in from inside the circle. So the Soufriere Stompers, they've lost their first wicket. Sylvester going, cut off the bowling of Vince Smith for 1. And in fact, for a duck according to the scoreboard, so he's didn't trouble the scorers. So 8 for 1, the wicket of Sylvester going cut inside the square on the offside. Greg Woodson.
Yes, Sylvester on this occasion, Claudius really looking to muscle this one over the boundary ropes, looking for power rather than looking to time the ball. And just looking at the monitor, the ball really came off the spikes of the bat and went up, and a relatively easy catch. So a good blow there struck by the Craftmasters, because Claudius Julian Sylvester in past competitions, see, he can seriously hurt the team. He's one who normally deals in boundaries.
Well, not to be today, and he has gone without troubling the scorers. So number 3 batsman coming in, as it's going to be Sky Laffey as we start over number 3 with the man Thomas in strike. Delivery that is swinging away outside the off stump, pitch outside and moving further away. And there is no run. So Extus Emmanuel is the batter. He's coming at number 3, number 7 on his back. And so he joins Thomas with the loss of Julian Sylvester. Lafay in over number 3. Moving in, goes to Thomas. Thomas is coming forward and making a late decision to not play as the ball moves away from him. Good full length delivery and some hint of away movement from Sky Lafay. Greg Wilson.
Yes, Lafay bowling some good line, good length, especially this last delivery prompted Dwight Thomas to go into the drive, but on the last minute, realizing the ball was moving away, pull out of the shot. So certainly these are the sort of areas that the captain would want him to be bowling.
Lafay with a solitary slip moves away from us, bowls to Thomas. Thomas advancing, hitting into the offside square, out towards third, cross to his left pickup, and Thomas will come 2. So delivery that was giving him the whiff, and so Thomas taking the opportunity to drive away from the field at backward point. So 2 more to him, taking the total into double figures. So 10 for 1. So solitary slip now taken. In fact, well, decision maybe to put him at backward point. The keeper posting that, Captain Simon. Delivery that sends Thomas back and across and plays into the offside quietly. And there's no run. So a dot ball from Lafay, looking to complete or come towards the conclusion of this over. So third man backward point, squarish cover, extra cover, mid off is also a deep cover. And on the onside, mid on, mid wicket and short backward square. So the 2 men out, third man deep extra cover. We are in the power play. This is over number 3. Lafay moving in, Thomas advancing and playing down to third man. And will just walk the single as the high return comes into Simon. And so 1 more to Thomas. Noticeable that he's looking to use his feet to advance, but he has not yet gotten an opportunity to maybe free the arms to go into the boundary or over them, Greg.
Yes, again, good disciplined bowling by young Sky Lafay, really bowling at the stumps. So despite the fact that Dwight is giving him the charge, he's unable to really free his arms.
Emmanuel in strike and takes the outer portion of the bat. It goes down to third man. They'll come back for the second as the left-handed return from Audie Alexander comes in. But quite a curious stroke there from Emmanuel. He was way outside the off stump and he got a full delivery that was swinging away. And lucky for him, outer leading edge, luckily along the ground for a single to complete over number 3. At the end of it, it's 13 for 1. Good over from Sky Lafay. The Soufriere Stumpers, they have made that progress to 13 for 1. Still quite slow scoring, you'd have to say. 13 after 3 overs.
Yeah, 13 after 3, still slow scoring, but one could say good enough bowling there by the Choiseul Craft Masters. Young Sky Lafay in particular, Claudius, he has bowled his 2 overs and he has only considered 10 runs, so he's going at 5 and over.
Yes, good work from him. And what has impressed me is the full length that he has bowled and getting the delivery to shape towards the slip region. So always useful with the new ball to get the movement, especially away from the bat. That's when you really challenge the top order batsmen. Spin continuing from the southern end. Vince Smith is going to bowl now to Thomas. Thomas to this delivery is turning it fine out towards the boundary. It's being pursued. It will be picked up just inside the boundary. And Thomas will amble back for the second run. 2 more to him. He takes total to 6. And the overall total 15. 15 for 1. This is over number 4. Smith, the off spinner, moves in, goes to Vince Smith. That is short and pulled away out to mid wicket for 4. So short, and Thomas had enough room to go back and hit it over the infield. Of course, there's no fielder on the boundary on the offside. We are in the power play. And put away for 4. So he gets a boundary. He goes to 12. And the total 19 without loss. Just the field placing here, Greg. Off spinner bowling. We've got long on. And there's a man sweeping. There's nobody on square on the onside. Smith to Thomas. Thomas back and chopping it into the ground. And being picked up by the man at backward point. And there's no run. Short third man, backward point, mid-off, extra cover, deep cover. Delivery that's hit into the offside, out towards the sweeper, straight to him. Or the Alexander goes down. And so 1 more to Thomas. He's 14 front. He takes the total to 20. 20 for 1. As Emmanuel will come in to strike. Discussion between the captain and the man coming from mid-off.
Looks like Johan Williams.
Johan Williams. Discussion over perhaps a field change. Yes, it results in mid-off going to mid-on. And long off now being posted. So Smith moving in, bowls to Emmanuel. Back. And just playing from the crease actually. And playing in defense back to the bowler. So still a quiet start by the Soufriere lads. Over number 4 coming to its completion. Smith moving in, the off spinner bowls to Emmanuel. Drive, edge, past the keeper, past the third man who's going to pull it back inside the boundary. And the return wide of the stumps. Drives the keeper away. 2 completed at the end of this over. Yes, the cap given back to Vince Smith. So 22 for 1. The Soufriere Stumpers as they've come to the 4th over with Thomas and Emmanuel in partnership.
Yes, still a relatively slow start to the proceedings by the Soufriere Stompers. Just 22 after 4, and Claudius just 9 being the highest aggregate they're able to amass in an over, and that's just came off the last over, in which we saw Dwight Thomas got a relatively long hop, what I would rather a buffet delivery, serve yourself, and he did dispatch it into the vacant mid-wicket region and got 4 runs. So again, from the 3 matches we have seen so far, Claudius, nobody has gotten that sort of explosive start in the power play.
Yes, so bowling change from the northern end as the 5th over is about to start. Magaran Shulet is being introduced, and he will be moving into Dwight Thomas. So Thomas is 13, Emmanuel on 4, and it's going to be interesting to see what transpires from here. Shulet with deep mid-wicket and third man, the 2 fielders out of the circle. So he comes in, bowls to Thomas. Thomas is back and plays into the offside. And there is no run. So quiet start by the Soufriere Stumpers, as we told you. So a situation here, Greg, where they're really not taking advantage of the power play. With just the 2 fielders out, it's your opportunity, your invitation to look to go over the top, but we have not really seen that as Shulet moves in. Thomas down the track, hits down to mid-off and put down. Delivery that was hit powerfully. It came about head height to the fielder, Sky Lafay, on the edge of the circle at mid-off and bursting through the hands and going to ground. So an lost there for the Craft Masters from Sweden. A let off for Dwight Thomas as he gets the single to go to 14. 23 for 1, but it should have been 23 for 2.
Certainly should have. At that level, one would have expected the young man to hold on to the catch, but the ball struck firmly there by Dwight Thomas, almost sort of a flat-batted shot. And this one just burst through his hands at the edge of the 30-yard circle.
Choiseul runs away from us, bows to Emmanuel, who is back, and plays almost squaring up the back leg, plays to the offside, but defensively. And so the total will not advance. It remains 23 for 1. Still not a lot of enterprise in terms of run scoring to take advantage of the field situation. Delivery that's right up and well bowled, and having to play defensively. So that was not a delivery that you would look to maybe score from. It was one that required defense. And that's what happened, Greg. That's what happens when you don't take the chances against the deliveries that you can score from. Then it becomes difficult against the better deliveries. A delivery that is looking to be hoiked out towards the onside, hit on the pad, and the ball being picked up in the third man, the short third man region, on the edge of the circle. So another dot ball. Choiseul coming to the top of his mark. So Extus Emmanuel having difficulty in getting the ball away. Choiseul moving in, balls to Emmanuel. Emmanuel is looking to heave that again on the onside, and the ball going over the stumps to complete over number 5. So at the end of it, 23 for 1 with Emmanuel on 14. Emmanuel on 4. Dwight Thomas is 14. We have had 5 overs, and so still 1 over left in the power play. We'll get more from Greg Wilson, and then it's going to be Cliver's due.
Yes, the end of a very good over there from Magaran Choiseul, an over in which he presented the opportunity to have the dismissal of Dwight Thomas, and he was given a chance there by young Sky Laffey. So with his first over, just conceding just 1 run, continuing to put on the pressure on the super Stompers, really not able to cut loose to get anything substantial in the power play. Cliver's views.
Yes, definitely. The bowlers have been on target for the Choiseul Union Craft Masters, and hence restricting after 5 overs, just 23 on the board, and the Craft Masters really putting a hold on the scoring, and we're seeing as a bowling change that we're seeing is Simon, who comes into the attack from the Players Pavilion end for the Craft Masters. And his first delivery was played into the offside for a single to bring Emmanuel into strike. And Emmanuel in the air, the fielder is running back from mid-on, and he will stop it just inside the boundary rope. And 1 more to the total, but Extus Emmanuel leaving dangerously on this occasion. He got under this one, but couldn't get the distance. He had elevation, but no distance, and getting 1 run for his troubles. And the score moves on by 1 to 25. 25, Extus Emmanuel. He is on a 5 from 8, and Dwight Thomas is on 15 from 17. Alvinus Simon, he's taking up the attack, and he moves in to bowl to Thomas. Thomas is dabbing this one, trying to work it past third man. Good diving stop from the fielder there at a short third, and no run resulting. So another dot delivery to the Craft Masters, and they've been bang on target. Another delivery, and there is an appeal. The finger goes up. An excellent take, Claudius Emmanuel, from Jason Simon standing up.
Yes, good sharp catch. It was short, and there was Thomas looking to play forcingly into the offside, but top edge, maybe a bottom edge, but it's immaterial. The important thing is that it was taken by Simon behind the stumps, and so an important wicket here for the Choiseul Craft Masters. Thomas going, caught at the wicket of the bowling of the off spinner, and good sharp catch by the keeper.
Very good sharp catch. And Thomas was just beginning to grow in confidence as we see the number 17 for it's Ashley Hippolyte who comes in to replace Dwight Thomas. Ashley Hippolyte, a seasoned campaigner, very experienced Ashley Hippolyte, comes in to replace Dwight Thomas. But of course, Alvina Simon, not his best delivery. He had given the whiff to Dwight Thomas, of course, but he pushed this one through a bit. And Thomas looking to play into the offside and only succeeding in presenting a very sharp chance to Simon, who was equal to the task on this occasion and took that advantage. 2 wickets down now for the Soufriere Stompers, and Ashley Hippolyte joins Extus Emmanuel to see how far they can take this team as they try to set a target for the Choiseul Craft Masters.
Yes, indeed. As we said before, the top order batsmen not really getting advantage of the scoring opportunities with the power play. So we'll have to wait and see.
Final over of the power play, and there is an appeal, and aborted the appeal, but Ashley Hippolyte was looking to play across the line of this delivery, went through him, and Alvina Simon was very interested in what was going on, not so the umpire on this occasion. And Simon, he seemed to have continued the trend set by the other bowlers who bowled before him in Laffey and Vince Smith. Very, very tight. McGarren Shulet came on, and he was tight as well, only surrendering 1 run in his over. Again, Simon is pushing Hippolyte back in defense. He's pushing them through and going through the overs really quickly, the Choiseul Craft Masters.
Yes, a good conclusion there in terms of the over. So the power play completed. So we've had 6 overs and just 25 for 2. So an indication of the extent to which the Choiseul Craft Masters have really squeezed the Soufriere Stompers. Just the 25 coming in the first 6. So they've really set the stage, in my view, to really put pressure on the Soufriere Stompers, because really you're looking in the power play for at least 30, 40, even 50 if you are lucky, which could really lay a good foundation. But we have not seen that. So it means it's additional work for the middle order.
That is correct.
The remaining overs.
Very good call, Claudius. Very, very good call. You want to take advantage of the fielding restrictions within the power play. And we've not seen it, but in the other games that we've seen so far, at least the teams have gotten to 30 or the high 30s into the 40s. This is the lowest power play that we've seen so far in this year's KFC SPLT20. McGarren Shulet will continue from the commentary box end, and it was shot to Emmanuel, who's slapping this one back past the bowler, only to Vince Smith at the middle, and the score remains on 25 for 2. And the McGarren Shulet, he started well, having bowled a successful, a very good first over actually, and he started well in the second to Emmanuel. Emmanuel finds range, pick this one up with his depositing him into the Johnson Charleston. McGarren Shulet just gave him the room to free his hand, and he was able to do so exquisitely on this occasion.
Indeed, his long levers coming into play right in the slot and swinging the bat, and just about maybe top of stump height and swinging it away and getting good timing, good elevation, and going the distance. An important blow struck by Emmanuel. One perhaps that could really indicate some good things for the Soufriere lads, who really do need to to get some impetus into the innings.
They really need to break the shackles, and Emmanuel has started with a huge 6 into the Johnson Charleston. McGarren Shulet, what sort of a comeback does he have? This time it's in the air. Fielder settles under it and takes the catch. And McGarren Shulet, he has come back as a fast bowler should. Exquisite comeback, but Emmanuel looking to force the issue, taking delivery from outside off into the onside.
Right. It seemed to have been a delivery. Perhaps he could have gone offside.
Correct.
Looking to repeat the stroke. This one maybe a little more on the offside and getting the top edge and presenting a comfortable catch into the offside. So Emmanuel 6 and then out. And so his dismissal coming. Not good news for the Soufriere lads at all. But the Choiseul guys with the dancers in action as well, they'll be loving it.
The Choiseul always have a very, very vociferous and active fan base, and of course the cheerleaders are on the sidelines and they're loving it, bringing the energy as we see the captain Mesmin, Shania Mesmin, coming in to try to rescue his team. Mesmin with his team in a bit in a spot of border really. Shania Mesmin is coming in to make a difference. McGarren Shulet, his ball is inside the second over. An excellent spell so far from McGarren Shulet. He's bowled 1.3 overs and he's only given up 7 runs. He's taken 1 wicket. So McGarren Shulet is in the middle of a really, really good spell.
Indeed, and responding well with the big 6 being hit off him the previous delivery, and drawing blood, we'll have to say, for his captain.
And exactly what his captain would have ordered. McGarren Shulet, he does his little dance as he moves away from us to bowl to the captain Mesmin, and Mesmin is just playing this one. There is a bit of a mix-up. If he hits, he's definitely going to be out. Ashley Hippolyte was 3/4 way down. Shania Mesmin just playing defensively into the offside, and it looked like Gian Benjamin, the Dominican who took the catch earlier, who's coming in with the throw. Had he a direct hit, Claudius would definitely have seen Ashley Hippolyte heading back.
Yes, brilliant work by Benjamin. Picked up nicely and was able to release that. And just from the reaction of the players, you thought that it was very, very close.
Indeed, indeed. And good backing up as well as McGarren Shulet. Outside of stump, and he seemed to be excited. McGarren Shulet, it looks like every delivery, something is going down. Shania Mesmin, it's an opportunity for him and Ashley Hippolyte to consolidate there.
Yes, a loose stroke from Mesmin, but Shulet almost celebrated as the ball went into the keeper, but there was no touch. But it wasn't far from the outside edge.
And McGarren does his dance and moves away again into Mesmin. This time he's bang on target, and Mesmin is forward in defense into the offside. The bowler tumbles to his left and makes a good stop as well. An excellent over comes to an end by McGarren Shulet.
Very eventful one as well. A 6. Then the wicket of Emmanuel, a possibility of a run out the next ball, big excitement thereafter. So it was all happening in the last over from Shulet. But what it means is the Soufriere guys, 31 for 3, the Soufriere Stompers. They still have a lot of work to do. As we said, didn't take advantage of the power play, needing to consolidate, and really a partnership needed between these two. Mesmin and Ashley Hippolyte, because from what we have seen, they could find themselves struggling in terms of the eventual total if they do not have a solid partnership to repair the situation.
Definitely need to consolidate here, the captain and Mesmin as well as Ashley Hippolyte, and it will be Alvina Simon to continue from the players' pavilion end. And Alvina Simon, it's in the air, but it will land safely at a backward point, or the Alexander coming in. Ashley Hippolyte really looking to force the issue here, but Alvina Simon, he's really pushing them through. Claudius, pushing them through, not giving it too much flight at all.
Yes, and there was Hippolyte, maybe a little impetuous there, looking to go into a big drive. of the back foot was not really in control. Lucky for him.
This time played into the onside. The bowler comes around in a little bit of a tussle with the batsman for position on the pitch. But the single is taken rather easily in the end. Ashley Hippolyte, he gets off the mark. Finally, he gets off the mark and the score moves on by 1 to 32 for 3. We're into the 8th over, and definitely the Craft Masters, they'll be the happy of the two teams there.
Certainly, with the total at 32 for 3, yes, they do have their heads in front.
Simon, this one is in the air. The fielder is settling under it. Will he take it? He does not. He throws it back in as he was stumbling over, trying to go with a toss-up to his partner, but was not successful in the end. But a good effort nonetheless from the fielder, very aware of the boundary rope as well, and release it in time.
Yes, good work indeed. He was on the boundary and just felt that he was going over, tried to release it, but was not able to keep it alive.
Again, played into the offside, a chance of a run out, but they come through rather easily in the end. And that is all what is required from the two batsmen at this time, just to turn over the strike, the odd boundary coming in, because it's a period they've lost 3 quick wickets. They really need to keep things ticking over and prepare a nice launching pad for them in the end. And this time, Mesmin is forward in defense, and there's no run. That ball just goes into the offside. Audie Alexander comes in very quickly, and no run resulting here. Simon. Again, Simon is defeating, and just this looks like it looks like it's the end of the over. And of course, Shalai Mesmin was in all sorts beaten, all ends up squared up and shaken up as if he was at a country and western dance.
Yes, as you said, Simon very fast and flat with his deliveries, and he has been quite economical with Mesmin having difficulty in getting the ball away. So good over from the Choiseul Craft Masters point of view, increasingly the Soufriere Stumpers. And as we see the introduction of more spin in Audie Alexander, the Soufriere lads, they do have their work cut out for them as we get into over number 9. The scoring rate is quite low.
It's only 4.25.
4.25, yes. And so really needing to really add some more impetus to the innings.
Definitely, but the captain, good captaincy from Jason Simon, good call. He realizes that the batsmen are struggling with the slower bowling, and he brings in his chief talisman, Audie Alexander, in. The game last night, we saw him bring him on very, very late. But today, he's decided he's going to bring him on rather early. Ashley Hippolyte just pushing this one into the onside, coming through for the single, brings Mesmin into strike. And Mesmin is looking for the big heave out towards Johnson Charleston. It looks like this one just pitched outside leg, and definitely is not going to be given out with this one pitching so far outside. But they look like they wanted it. Pressure on the Soufriere Stompers as the Craft Masters are all over them at the minute, and Mesmin in the approved fashion comes forward in defense on this delivery, a delivery that is pitched up to him. Another dot ball from the bowling of Audie Alexander. 35 for 3 remains the score. Mesmin is on 1. Hippolyte is on to Mesmin again, looking rather shaky in terms of his defense.
Yeah, but good areas from Audie Alexander, hitting immediately in his first over and requiring very close watch by the batsman.
Shalai Mesmin would know Audie Alexander very well. They played together. They played against each other this time. Looks for the big sweep. Beats the soft right leg fielder out towards the boundary. It will go into the boundary now. And he brings out the sweep shot, and he gets the reward for it.
Yes, good stroke from Mesmin. Had been kept quiet for the most part the previous 4 deliveries, and just getting a little bit of room on the leg stump and going down and sweeping nicely away from the fielder and all along the ground into the fine leg boundary for 4.
A very good shot from him. Odi Alexander just on this occasion a little bit too far down. And Mesmin goes again out towards mid-wicket. In between the two fielders, they come around. The fielder comes around and a good return. The return comes a little wide, but the batsman had decided they were going to stick to one. So the over comes to a close and it's a 40 for 3 after 9 overs. Another good over from Odi Alexander, apart from that delivery down the leg side that was swept for 4.
Yes, good over. He was able to land in the approved area, certainly very much not giving any room on either side of the stumps. But just that one delivery, the 5th of the over being swept away by Mesmin for a boundary. So all in all, I think Odi Alexander and Simon would be happy with that over and the overall situation with 40 runs by the Soufriere guys. 3 wickets down, 9 overs gone.
Yes, definitely the Craft Masters captain and team would be the happier of the two, with the Stompers going nowhere against Simon. He's continuing and he is pushing them through as he's done before in the previous overs, and Simon really getting it in the areas again. Mesmin just looking to push this one into the offside. Alvina Simon, he's going through the overs rather quickly. He's bowling the ball quickly as well. It's as if he's bowling some medium pace.
It's amazing. I mean, he's got a short run. You think he's an off spinner, but he's very, very quickly through the air. And as you say, quick in the over itself in terms of the time taken to go through.
Definitely. So Alvina Simon into Shanai Mesmin, and Jason Simon is showing some skill as well, standing up to basically medium pace. Yes. And doing a good job at it as well, Jason Simon. But Alvina Simon is keeping Shanai Mesmin very, very quiet at the moment. Top edge, fielder settles under it. Does he? He feels it. Again, we've seen so many catches go down, Claudius Emmanuel. This should have been taken at this level. It looks like
Charles, number 11 on his back. It really should have been taken.
It really should have been taken.
Delivery that was driven in the air on the edge of the circle. He ran to his left and just seemed to have misjudged the ball as it came down in flight and put it down.
We've seen a number of catches go down so far in the competition. South Castries Lions, they were very, very guilty of that. And we've seen so many go down as Simon bowls to Hippolyte. Hippolyte is playing this one into the offside and he will go through for a quick single. The throw comes in, but it's very wide. And one more to the total. Ashley Hippolyte seems to have settled down nicely, but that's more than we can say for Shanai Mesmin. They're giving the chances and not being taken.
Yes, so Mesmin has benefited from really a bad let-off there with the catch. Really should have been taken, but we just see the continuing display of some poor catching. We saw in the earlier game, but the Soufriere guys perhaps saying we would want to benefit from that let-off.
And definitely something would happen to their way. Is it high and long, and it's gone the full distance. Shanai Mesmin, nice and straight, and Simon just giving him one right there in his area, and he's hitting him right back over his head for 6. Good shot from Mesmin.
Yes, good blow. So straight down the ground at the halfway mark. 48 for 3 is the total. And although put down in this over, Mesmin not afraid to continue to be positive and getting good result, good return from the risk taken and hitting straight down the ground all the way for a maximum. So 48 for 3 is the effort after 10 overs. And as we said, I think it's the ascendancy to the Choiseul Craft Masters. They have pegged back those 3 wickets. And although we have seen a few boundaries like the 6 just in this final delivery, the Soufriere guys, they have struggled, but maybe with the chance given to Mesmin, an opportunity for these two to build. And as we go to the second half of the innings, to keep wickets in hand, maybe for the first 5 or 6 overs, and then to explode.
Certainly should just prepare a nice launching pad, because they do possess the firepower to take it to get a respectable total. So we are hoping after the break, the coaches are out there having a chat with the team, reassessing the situation and of course strategizing. So we will take a short break and we will come back with the second half of the Soufriere Stompers innings. So a short break. Do stay with us on the coverage. But you said you were coming.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
It's a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. This is the beginning of something that we thought was impossible. We've put in the work to get to this moment. To work together as a team. And trust me, they know that Choiseul is on the rise. What they don't know is that we are just getting started.
Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. Call us today at 459-3119 or 459-3100.
KFC SPLT20 for 2023. It is Magaran Shulet who will continue from the commentary box. And I'd like to say welcome for the first time today, Jamal James. Welcome, Jamal. A tough one for you this morning.
Yes, thank you so much for having me again, Clivus. The wicket proves to be difficult to score on, Clivus.
And it is showing the exact same behavior as the Choiseul, the Soufriere Stompers are making a very heavy weather of the getting around at 50, coming up with that shot from Ashley Hippolyte. 2 runs to his score. Magaran Shulet 50 for 3 in the 11. Definitely the ones the platform is set again, and this time is an effort, a good effort from Jason Simon, just could not hold on to it. Magaran Shulet shot a lifting delivery outside of stump to Shania Mesmin, but Jason Simon could not hold on to it. A valiant effort from Jason Simon, but it just didn't stick on this occasion. And another one goes a begging. Still had heavy weather for the Soufriere Stompers.
Yes, Jason Simon, one who prides himself on his keeping, a former national wicketkeeper, and I think that he would count himself disappointed not holding on to this chance.
The Choiseul to Hippolyte this time, and Hippolyte looking for the cut, the delivery that did not make the anticipated height that he wanted, and goes through to Simon. Again, McGarren Choiseul is bowling a very nagging length just outside of stump, and Ashley Hippolyte on this occasion not making any contact. So good bowling. Again, pressure still. McGarren Choiseul 2.4 overs, 1 for 11. He comes in. Again, Ashley Hippolyte looking for the big heave into the onside and not making any contact. Ashley Hippolyte really trying to hit the ball too hard on this occasion, Jamal.
Yes, the ball clearly not coming onto the bat from the previous game, and he's just varying his pace and not really bringing the ball up where Ashley wants it.
It's keeping it away from the batsman. It's a good ploy for McGarren Choiseul. The Craft Masters, they've picked up, they've learned from the defeat yesterday, and today they have been a lot sharper, a lot tighter, and we saw the captain has used Audie Alexander a lot earlier than he used him yesterday. It will be Alvina Simon. Alvina Simon to continue. He's bowled 3 overs, 1 for 13. Should have had a couple more, but of course the drop chances did not help their cause. Again, Simon slapped back over his head into the boundary. 4 runs to Shania Mesmin. He's found the route, the breakout route. He's breaking the shackles with that particular route right back over Simon's head into the boundary. 4 runs for Mesmin.
And Clever, this is what happens when you give batsmen of the hitting quality and caliber of a Shania Mesmin a second opportunity, a second life. Everyone knows in local cricket that Shania really favors the spin. He has those long levers and a pretty strong man. Not one you'd want to give a second chance.
That is absolutely correct. That is an excellent call, Jamal. As Simon comes into Mesmin. Mesmin is guiding this one past Ferdman out towards the boundary. It's